We are finding the reason for writing. This is Doc Higginmeister's Writing Project. All right, welcome to the show. This is episode 1. Today we're talking about jelly beans. Obviously, our topic is writing, and writing is one of those things that people don't do very often unless they're told to do it. If there's an assignment at school, you do it. You look at that blank piece of paper, and you look at it, and say, I don't have anything to write. Most of the time, that's because you don't. Well, there's different kinds of writing, and some of them are easier to get to and get paper and pencil together and get sentences down than other kinds. I like to think of them as like foods. Certain kinds of writing are like eating your vegetables. Yes, vegetables are nutritious and they're good for you, but they're not always as delicious as, say, piece of chicken or a potato or dessert. And again, I'm not talking about nutrition. I'm just talking about what's our favorite stuff on our plate. Some kinds of writing are vegetables. Some kinds of writing are a nice hamburger. Some of them are a, bowl of jelly beans. In my house right now, I got a bowl of jelly beans. And after I eat my food, I'm looking over towards that bowl of jelly beans and I want to eat a few. Just nibble a few different flavors. And in that bowl, I got all kinds of different flavors. And they taste real good, and I just pop a few in. Sometimes I'll do one at a time, ooh, raspberry, yum, yum. Maybe I'll pop 2 in and check the combination of those 2. Sometimes the combination is good, sometimes it's not, but it's just sweet and yummy, and it's dessert. It's jelly beans. Writing can be like a dessert. It can be like jelly beans. Now, on this podcast, we're going to be talking about how to make writing fun and how to do the kinds of writing that are fun. It's not about work. It's not about the assignments, because obviously you're going to have to do that kind of stuff too. People are going to tell you to write, and you're going to have to do it. But here we're talking about how to make it fun. And every single one of you can be a writer who loves to write, and it's a fun thing. It's a dessert thing. All you got to do is find the correct kind of writing and do a little bit of that. Now, I'm guessing most of you don't go home on Saturday, sit down in a quiet room, pick up a pencil and a paper, and just write stuff down. Not normally. But if you have the right, correct kind of writing, and you have the right idea, and it's all for dessert, it's all for fun, I hope that you'll discover there's a lot of fun in writing. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, with a jelly bean and a dessert, it's something you're going to want to go to. It's not something someone's telling you to go to. It's just something that's coming out of you and creating a little bit of a fun experience. So don't take it too seriously. Don't worry about doing it right. Just play. You see, the way we learn to walk is by just trying. And almost all the time, we fall and we fail. Well, we're not worried about doing it perfect. We're just trying. And then as soon as we get a little bit, we start to laugh. And ever seen a little baby taking their first steps and waddling around the room? They just love it and they're smiling. And then they fall and cry, but then they try again. It's not about getting it right the first time. It's just about trying it. So on this podcast, we're going to talk about how to make writing into a fun thing. How to make it something that you might enjoy on a Saturday when you're kind of bored and you just write something down and discover something that you can put on the paper and get it stuck on the paper and then share with someone else so maybe they get a little bit of a giggle. Maybe they have a little fun with what you made. It's no different than drawing a picture and putting it on the fridge so mom can see it. You just write a few bits just for the fun so that you can share it with them. Now, most of you probably are saying, I'm not a writer. Oh, I hate writing. But really, every human being is a writer. See, writing starts as thinking. Do you think? Of course, everyone thinks. Constantly, we are thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. Everyone thinks. Writing is just a matter of catching the idea on a paper so it can't get away as you're thinking. Like a dream when you wake up and you knew you had a dream, and then a few seconds later you thought you had a dream, and then a few seconds later you're like, I don't remember what I dreamed, and it's gone. Well, our thoughts are like that because they're so constant. But when you grab a pencil and you grab a paper and you start scratching out some words and sentences, you catch that idea, maybe you'll catch that story, or you catch that little bit of adventure, and it can't get away. That's writing, catching the ideas before they disappear. The place we catch them, just a piece of paper. What do we use to catch them? Just a pencil or pen or a computer. You could put it on computer, but I kind of like pencil and paper because it's the easiest. We're going to look at how to do it on this podcast. Not the hard writing, just the dessert writing. Here's what I want you to do. Between now and our next little show, I want you to play with writing. I want you to get a piece of paper, I want you to get a pencil, and I want you to write something fun. Maybe a little bit of an adventure story. Maybe just here's what I did today. Because, see, not all writing, the fun stuff, not all writing is going to be the same for you as it is for me. But I want you to start to think about, when have I ever written something that I enjoyed, that I kind of got lost in, that I wanted to go show my parents or show my friends and say, hey, look what I wrote. Do a little bit of that, just a little. Don't be too worried about it. Doesn't have to look perfect. But do it for fun. Remember, this is just about jelly beans. This is about writing for fun. I want you to do that. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more, and we'll start to go on a journey on how we can make writing into a fun little thing to do instead of boring. That's our job. That's what we're going to be doing on this podcast. All right. Have fun.